So I will make 4 disclaimers during this talk, and here is the first one. I'm not really good at speaking English, so hopefully you will understand it, but please excuse my French accents and everything else. So I'm Aurore, I'm working currently at BAM, and I'm a mobile developer. What we do at BAM, we are developing an application in React Native, because we really believe in React Native. And so we are using Redux. So here is my second disclaimer. I don't want to dig in some big chats about, but do we really need to use Redux? Is MobX better than Redux? I will not talk about that today. Let's assume we have an app. It's worth using Redux on it, and Redux is great. So actually, it's both. It's 2 disclaimers, sorry, in one. So today, I suggest we will record Redux all together, but why? And actually, why it's to understand Redux. So first, I will tell you a small story about BAM. At the end of 2016, we were 22, 25 developers. At the end of last year, we were 50. At the end of next year, I don't know, but I hope a lot more. And so when you welcome some new developers, you have to train them, because there are not that many React Native developers and even React developers in Paris for now. So you have to train them. And our challenge is to train them in 3 weeks. So after 3 weeks, we want them to work on a real project for a real client. And how can we achieve that quite fast? Is by understanding all the tools that you are using, especially the ones that are quite simple. And so every time I'm welcoming a new developer in my team, we are recoding Redux together. Like that, I'm sure he will understand the whole loop of Redux. Does everyone knows Redux here? Yes, yeah, maybe the question was not really the one to ask, but okay. I will make a quick summary of what is Redux. So in Redux, everything begins with the stores. So the stores contain a state. Basically, a state is a JSON object. It could be it could be like this one. So you could have, for instance, a list of payments you want to display in your app. So this is your state. And your state defines your UI. So if you're using Algolia, you will have all of your payments. So you will display your payments. If you are not using Algolia, maybe you will wait. So you will have a loader while it's searching. Or maybe you will have just an excuse saying, oh, sorry, we have no payment for now. But on this UI, you can have a button. You can have a call to action. And this call to action will dispatch an action. And the action will be caught by the reducer. The reducer is a simple function, but it does everything in Redux because it updates the stores, so the states, and it redefines your UI, and we have an event loop like that. So that's the basis of Redux. So we'll code, but I need to make my 4th disclaimer. This talk is mainly inspired by Dan Abramov. He made a great course on Heged called Getting Started with Redux. And basically, what he does is recoding Redux. So I really encourage you to watch this talk. So, as I'm a developer, I'm a big fan of cats. So tonight, we'll count some cats. So basically, we have a beautiful cat. We have a button, so we can click and add 1 cat. We cannot remove cats because we really like cats. So we will code that. So do you see, is it big enough, or do you want me to? Okay, it's big enough. So we have an app. So we have a component called an app. We have some fancy stuff, but we have the counter cat. And in our counter cat, we display an image. We display the button to add the cat. And when we click on this button, we dispatch an action to add the cat. This component app is handled by React DOM render. So basically, it will be rendered by React because we call this function render at the end. So for now, as you can see in my HTML, I have Redux. So I will remove Redux. Whoops, not this one. Okay. And here we were importing one function from Redux, which is create store, and this is the function we will code together. So as you can see, the create store function creates a store, and a store is an object containing 3 properties. So the first one is the function getState. So this function gets the state. And what does it mean by getting the state? It's here so the state is called count in my case. And here I display props.count, so the count of my cat. And this is the state. There is a second property, which is subscribe. So as I'm a listener, so the function render is a listener. And what does it mean? It means that each time the store is updating, as a renderer, I want to know it. I want to be updated. And the last property, but not the least, is dispatch. So it's actually enabling the loop. So when you do store dispatch with your action, it will be caught by the reducer. So hopefully it will be clear, and we'll start coding the function create store. So as I told you, it's a function. It takes 2 arguments. I didn't tell you that. It takes 2 arguments. So your reducer, so the function of the logic. So saying if my action is add cat, I'm adding 1 to my state. So I have 1 more cat. And it takes an initial state. So I'm fair. I don't stall cats. So at the beginning, I have 0 cats, not even 1. So my function takes a reducer and an initial state. And we say it returns an object with 3 properties, so getState, subscribe, and dispatch. So let's code them one by one. Let's start with getState. So actually, getState does not take any parameter, yes, and it returns the current state. So let's return it. And we will initialize the current state with the initial state. So until here, it's pretty simple. Then let's move on to the subscribe method. So the subscribe method takes a listener as a parameter, so our render function. And what it does, it will store these listeners in a list of listeners for now. And still, we need to define our list of listeners. So it's an empty array at the beginning. So we code 2/3 of Redux in 4 lines. It's not exactly true, but almost. And now we will code the dispatch function. So the dispatch function takes an action as a parameter. And what it does, it will calculate the state. So it will update the current state by passing the action to your reducer. So you will use your reducer. You will give you the current state, the one you want to update, and you will apply the action to it. So if I am sorry, let's try it again. If we have that, it will not work. When I will click here, my action will be dispatched, my store will be updated, but my listener will never know that he has actually to render. So after that, you need to loop on your listeners and to call them. And like that, it's better. Let's try. Here, if I add 1 cat, it works. I can add a lot of cats. So now we are happy. We have Redux in this file. Again, we could handle this by the state, but for the beauty of the exercise, we decided to use Redux. But now I'm not only a cat lover. Actually, I really love dogs as well. So I want to add both cats and dog. So I will add a counter dog in my app. So here I will actually copy paste this component. We are not here to do some refactor. So let's add here some dog, and we'll show some pictures here. Okay, so we have a counter dog. It's rendered in our app. So at the beginning, here we say we have 0 cats. So now we need to update our initial state saying we still have 0 cats, but we have 0 dog as well. And we'll need to update our states with our dogs. So one way to do it is to change this counter cat reducer and to make a counter animals reducer and to handle everything in the same function, in the same reducer. But as you may know, dogs and cats are not really friends, or at least not often. So for the sake of our home, we decided to do another reducer. So we have our counter dog reducer. It's exactly the same as the cat one, but in 2 separate rooms, actually. But we have an issue here, because as you may know, we pass a reducer to our create store function, and we pass only one reducer. So which one do I pass? Either I can pass the dog one or the cat one, but in many cases, one will not be happy. So we'll create a root reducer. And the root reducer we create it with the function combine reducers from Redux. And this function takes an object in parameters. So the key of the object is the name of your substate. So here I will have a key dog for my dog part of my state, my store. Store and state are the same in Redux, almost the same. And I will have another key, so cat, and I give to this key the corresponding reducers. And then here I can pass my root reducers to my function create store. But as you can see, we didn't code combine reducer, so we will do it right now because it's another function of Redux. So this function is taking some reducers as an argument, and it returns a new reducer. So what is a reducer? As you can see, it's a function taking a state and an action and returning the new state. So we will return a function taking the state and an action and returning the new state. So to return the new state, I need to update each part of my state. So I need to update the cat part and I need to update the dog part. So what I will do, I will loop on the keys of my reducers. So here the keys are dogs and cats. I will loop on it and I will create the new store from these values. So I will use the reduce function of JavaScript. So the reduce function takes 2 arguments. The first one is a function. We'll come back to it later. And the second one is the initial value of the accumulator, so the result of your function. So we want to render the next state. So first, our state will be an empty object. Then the first parameter of our reduce function is a function taking 2 parameters as well. So the first one is the accumulator, so our next state. And the second one is the key of the object. And what we will do, so here, each time we passing through a key, so let's imagine our current key is cat. I want to update the cat part of my state. So my result will be next state the key, so next state of cat. And I will apply the corresponding reducers, so reducers of key. I will give him the current state, so the current state is state but of the key, so of the cat, and my action. And I will return this state. And here I need to return the result of my reduce function. So here I've recoded the function combine reducers. So I enable the developers to have several large stores, but with some parts, really clear parts of the stores. I need to do one more thing here because as you can see, here I'm displaying props.count and here props.count as well, but it's an object, so it cannot be re-rendered. So in the cat part, I will add the props.count.cat. And here I will add the display the props.count.dog. And hopefully, if I'm coming back here, I can add a cat, but I can add a dog as well. And there is no interference between the two parts of my stores. So I will finish this live coding here. So there is two things I hope you will remember of this talk. First, maybe not the whole maybe you will not remember really well how Redux is working, but you will remember that it's simple and you can do it. And the other things I want you to remember is that it's sometimes really useful to just look at the code of your library to understand it. It's helps you to develop faster, to debug faster, and also to have a proper architecture of all your codes. So once again, I really encourage you to look at the Egghead tutorials. And there is a repository with this live coding and a part also on Redux Saga, because it's as well quite simple to recode Redux Saga. And if you have some questions.
Oh, awesome. So you have any questions? Come on. You really want to throw the box?
Yeah, please.
This is like our entertainment from the day. Besides the amazing live coding you just saw.
And you can ask your question in French if you want. We can translate.
Yes.
Still no one?
No.
No one.
Pizza
Okay.
and beer.
Yeah, bagels.
Oh.
Yeah, they're quite excited.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.